Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. What's up? What's up? Oh, yes. Oh, okay, good. I guess I was just kind of expecting. I was expecting something to go wrong, and it didn't. Everything seems to be working this morning. Let's go. All right, so check it out. Woke up this morning, grabbed my morning 5 planner. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Hold up. Okay. Yeah, I thought something was about to go wrong. I didn't know I was about to die on camera. Oh my goodness. All right, woke up this morning, as I always do. I am in a different time zone today, so it is 4:30 a.m. Where I am. But woke up this morning, grabbed my morning 5 planner, and what's cool about the morning 5 planner is at the top of every page there's always a quote, and that quote is submitted by an actual member of this community. And so I pop open the planner and I read it, and today it says, "The people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do." And this was a quote submitted by my guy Anthony Jones. Anthony Jones submitted the quote. The people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones that do. Now, I thought about this quote, which I've heard before. I believe it's originally a Steve Jobs deal. And I thought about that, and it's like, my goodness, there's so much truth to that. And I know that it's kind of cliche-ish, and it's a little bit hindsight is 2020, right? You're like, oh, this person changed the world, and then you go backwards and you're like, oh, they thought that they could change the world, right? So I understand that, but with that said, I think that there's so much profound wisdom and knowledge in that simple sentence if you apply it to everything across the board, right? The person who thinks that they can become successful relationally, those are the ones that become successful relationally. The person who thinks that they can become successful financially, those are the people that become successful financially. The person that thinks that they can make a positive impact in other people's lives, well, that's the person who ends up making a positive impact in other people's lives, right? As soon as I read that, that's what I thought this morning, is man, this is true all the way across the board. Regretfully, it's also true on the other side, right? The person who thinks they're going to be broke, or that they are broke. It's not even going to say gonna be. The person that believes that they are broke are going to end up broke. The person that believes that their relationships always end up a certain way, well, guess what? Their relationships are going to end up that way. It's just how it is. I can't express the why. I don't necessarily understand the why. I guess because our thoughts lead to our actions, and our actions ultimately lead to results. I'm assuming that's probably the why, but I'm not here to tell you. I'm not a scientist, that's for sure. I'm not here to tell you exactly how it works. I can tell you this, though, however, that it works. So listen, maybe you're one of the crazy ones. Maybe you're one of the crazy ones that thinks they can change the world. And if that is the case, I salute you this morning. I say, hey, thank you, crazy. I'm with you. Let's go out and be crazy together. Does that sound fair?
Good morning and welcome to Rise and Grind Live. Unlock your full potential with the power of daily motivation, education, inspiration with your host, Glenn Lundy, a husband to 1, father to 8, global motivational speaker, and the author of The Morning 5.
I'm Heather Parady, former therapist turned online entrepreneur and wannabe comedian.
Celebrity interviews, transformational information, and a massive community around the #1 morning show in the world. It's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to Rise and Grind.
Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is the day that I'm sure my neighbors are going to be super mad because I'm in an interesting room. Usually when I travel, Jessica will set up my travel, and she's always they always put me in a suite so that I have a separate room to be able to do the morning show, right? So that is always normally the case. The last two times, for travel reasons, I've been like speaking somewhere and staying in the hotel that they put me in, and I haven't had that separate room. Now, you might think, oh, that's a little bougie or whatever, but here's the thing. When you have that second room, not only do you have the second room so that there's no bed in the background during the show, which is super creepy, not only do you get that, but normally they put you in a room, like the suites are on the ends of the halls, right? So you've got normal room, double, twin, queen, all that stuff, right? And then you get to the end of the hall, all the way at the end, and that's where you get, a big wraparound suite that wraps around the corner or whatever. And so when I do the show, typically I'm doing the show like in a separate room, so I don't have to worry so much about the neighbors. But today, that's not the case. Today there's a couple twin beds to my right, out of view of camera, by the way. There's a couple of beds over here to the right, and there's somebody right across this wall over here to my left. Guaranteed. So, anyway, check it out. I'm coming to you live. Hold on. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, November 4th. Oh, Taco Tuesday, normally, but I'm out of town. But today is Tuesday, November 14th, 2023. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Tuesday, November 14th, 2023. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. And I mean that. We got to make the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. And we're going to do that with today's show. Now, before we go too far, I do want to say something real quick. Check this out. Now, for those of you that have been running with me for a while, you've heard me say that the Morning 5 Planner with the quotes on the top somehow, some way, does some really weird stuff. It always just kind of tends to fit and align with what we've got going on. So I'm going to give you a spooky one right here, okay? If you're over on Clubhouse, click the link at the top of the screen. Come join us over on Facebook. Those of you that are on Facebook, whatever you're doing, take about 5 seconds and just make sure you can see the screen here in just a minute, because I'm going to put something up. It's going to freak you out, all right? At least it freaked me out. You guys might be like, what the heck is he talking about? So check this out. The quotes at the top of the planner somehow always seem to align in my life in a really weird way. All right? So you ready for this? So today's quote was submitted by, look at the name, Anthony Jones. And look what it says below Anthony Jones, who submitted today's quote. What's it say right there? Can you see it? Lives in Kansas City, Missouri, which is where I happen to be this morning. Flew in last night. Today, I am in Kansas City, Missouri. I will go back home tomorrow, but on this one day that I happen to be in Kansas City, the planner quote is from a dude in Kansas City. How about that? Crazy. Crazy, dude. There's all this divine, weaving of webs that's happening. I'm just telling you. Crazy, right? All right, so speaking of that, so I am in Kansas City, and I'm in Kansas City at an event for VinQ. VinQ is an inventory management software in the auto industry, and it's just an incredible company. Incredible company. The founders of the company have become very dear friends of mine, and so it is an honor to say today that I will be speaking at their very first event. Their very first event that they're hosting. They go to a lot of events, but this is the first one that they're hosting. So super excited. I'll be speaking to those dealers a little bit later today. It's a lot of amazing people that are here, a lot of vendor friends of mine that are here, a lot of dealer friends of mine that are here. My friend Danelle Delgado, which some of you know, who we were just talking about on the show yesterday. She's here with Mike Draper, her new partner in crime. Got to spend some time with them last night, which was amazing. Some of my team, my guy Doug is here, my guy Michael's here. So we're here to have an amazing event. And last night we were sitting around talking, and I was talking to a buddy of mine from a different company. And as we were discussing our businesses and our businesses growing, one of the things that he shared with me was that he was experiencing some turmoil at home. He was starting to experience some turmoil at home because his company was really growing, right? And so he was struggling, would be the word. He was definitely struggling relationally at home because he really felt like his employees at work needed him, and then the company's in a scaling season, and so on and so forth. So we were just talking about this struggle, right? I'm guessing some of you know and understand this struggle all too well, right? This whole work-life balance type thing that they talk about. And as we were having the discussion, I thought about the series that we're doing right here this week on the show. We're doing a series called No Thank You. And what this series is really about is creating borders in our life. What's up, Scott Simons? Creating borders in our life to protect the things that we value most. And so as I thought about that conversation last night, and I thought about the theme this morning, I thought it's probably important, because this is the Rise and Grind show. And if you're new to the show, welcome. It's probably important that I give you just this one little piece. And we're going to break it down a little bit as we go through the show today. But I want to start right here. Despite what society is telling you, grinding your face off in spite of the people that you love is not a path that will lead you to joy and prosperity. I'll say that one more time. Despite what society is trying to tell you, grinding your face off in spite of the people you love is not a path that will lead you to joy and prosperity. Now, grinding your face off inclusive of the people that you love, being intentional around the people that you love, that just might bring you to a space of joy and prosperity. Super counter to what we're told a lot. And I am a rise and grinder. I'm a 3:20 a.m. guy. I'm a let's go get it. I'm an 800%er. I'm all of those things. And listen. And I'm all of those things. And listen. I've also drawn lines to protect the people and the things that I value most. And I know it sounds like kind of counter, like you can't, because we've been told a certain way for a very long time, but you can do both. You can do both. We will talk more about that here in just a minute. Before we do, though, you know what we got to do on this show. You know, we got to do some dancing. Oh my goodness, Becky, look at her. No, I'm just kidding. For those of you that know, those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right, I need you to hit that share button, because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you, yes, you, Kim Farkas, to hit that share button. Good morning, Heather Parady. I see your tacos. Oh, are y'all throwing me tacos today? Look at all these tacos. I really appreciate that. There's tacos everywhere in the feed today. Debbie Dowling Waba, thanks for being here. Lisa Cook Bourne, thanks for being here today. Don Sankey and Natasha Smith, I'm glad you're here. Dana Fishbein, Emily Galler, Tarika Simmons, Tom Sizemore. What's up, Tom? Tom Sizemore's my guy. Great to see you, Tom. Absolutely great to see you. I also see Cheryl Brody is here this morning. Great to see you, Cheryl Brody. What's up, Melvin Rodriguez? I am so glad you're here. So glad. Jacqueline Underwood is in the building. Ray Drummond. That's another one of my guys. What's up, Ray Drummond? I am glad you're here. Ricardo Govindasamy is in the building. My guy TM kicking things off today. He's the man. Stephen Kuhn, what up? Christina's throwing me some tacos. Appreciate that, Christina. I see that Aday and Araya are up in here. Who else is up in here? I see Mary Lynn and Pastor Jeff. My guy Ramon and John Paul Guidry is up in here. What's up, Ryan and Jackie and Mike and Bella and Trisha and Natasha and Melvin and Kimberly and Monty and Sharon and Regina and Fiona and Hattie and Russell. All kinds of folks up in here. It creates a little feedback loop when I get super excited. So that's what's happening right there. What's up, Jackie? I got a whisper. How you doing, Eric? All right, cool. We got a lot of people up in here today, and I appreciate it. All right, cool. No more whispering. Hey, on the for real though, for real. Thanks for joining me. Get that body up and moving. We are getting ready to go on a run all together. Danny, who's running this event, has asked everybody to go on a run at 6 a.m., so I'm super excited about that. Little sunrise run, which is going to be great. But hey, so I keep saying, in just a sec, but I do have to let everybody know, planners are coming out Black Friday, these Morning 5 planners that just happen to have these quotes that just happen to fit in your life in a really crazy way. They are coming out Black Friday. However, if you have a family or an organization, people that you want to pour into and help them change their lives in 2024, you want to order 10 or more, I need you to email, that's right, Jessica@glenlundy.com. Let her know that's what you're trying to do, and we will make it happen. Fair? Fair. All right. TikTok Tuesday, Heather Parady. We keep going. Let's go.
I know why you got up early this morning. 'Cause it's TikTok Tuesday.
No, listen to me. Do you want to go in timeout right here?
Train flexibility with me and reach your full potential in just under 10 days.
Brought home Common Core math. That's fun. It's a new math they invented. No heads up. Just give it to parents that never learned it. It's just a whole new. I mean, it's unbelievable. Why when they bring it home, you go watch a 40-minute YouTube video on Common Core math. I don't even understand it. If you know it, if you don't know Common Core, it's just a new math. And the goal of Common Core is to use one sheet of paper for every problem. You just want to keep breaking the problem down. You put the problem at the top, and it just keeps going. And then what's even funnier is you see old math in the middle of it. As you break it down, old math gets in there, and you're like, oh, just do that at the top. I don't even know what we're doing. And it's not like old math isn't working. I mean, old math's doing, I don't get incorrect change everywhere just going, this stupid old math. It's a long way to get at the same answer. I told my wife, I go, it feels like if you knocked on my front door and I opened it, and you said, can I come in? And I was like, do you mind walking in and coming in through the back door? And you'd be like, does the front door not work? I'm like, no, it works. I use it. A lot of people still use it. But the new way is to go jump the fence and come in the back and meet me at this same spot.
Really careful. Not yet. Roger.
Oh my God, no way. Don't do it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Ah! He smells it.
about that? How about that? Y'all stay off TikTok. It ain't healthy. Boundaries. You know,
Boundaries.
I think you put
Boundaries. How do you feel when I say the word boundaries? Just boundaries. Yeah.
I'm telling you, it feels restrictive.
Okay.
Restriction.
Okay.
And then you think gratitude, which feels like abundance. So it's
Okay.
like restriction and abundance all in the same. That's what instinctually comes up for me.
Okay, cool. So, do you see any abundance in restricting yourself at times?
Yes. I mean, long-term abundance.
Like what?
Health.
Okay.
Right? So
Yep.
you restrict what you're going to eat, what you're going to do, what you're going to drink, and all that.
Okay.
And long-term, I see where you're going here.
Okay.
This is that freaking trick. Dang it.
Yeah.
That's what this is all about, is boundaries.
That's exactly what we're talking about,
Okay.
right? So understanding those long-term things that we can be grateful for, but sometimes we have to restrict,
Stink in the moment.
right?
Yeah.
Which I don't like the word restrict. I feel like it's, I don't know, boundaries. Boundaries to me is something we create, right? Whereas restrict can sometimes feel like somebody impressive.
I'm going to go a different direction with this. I've been working really hard on creating boundaries creatively. So if I want to make something, asking myself first, how do I restrict it? That way I have to think inside of a box to propel it. So like, for instance, lately I've been shooting in that chair, sitting down, and that's because...
And it's fire. The new content is fire.
Trying to find my voice has been a little bit interesting because I'm thinking, okay, what do I want to say here? So I decided to sit down and only restrict talking in one spot to kind of force and hone in one craft. And it's felt really good. So I know they say creatively put a limit on something. So if you look at things like 60-second limits, a 30-minute show, these restrictions actually make us more creative because we have to put ourselves in a box, which feels counterintuitive because you feel like it should be the opposite, right?
Mm-hmm. Are there boundaries that you wish that you held more? Do you ever take on, like what?
Business, we do one thing and then I end up getting in a relationship with people. I feel like it's wrong of me to say no sometimes because I can help someone, but it's actually like the opposite. It ends up spreading me too thin and watering down my results because I'm just spreading it too far.
You know, I kind of know that a little bit about you. And so sometimes I'm
A little bit, a lot of bit.
Sometimes I'm afraid to even to share an idea with you sometimes.
Why?
Because you're like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Boundaries. Because you're a yeah, let's do it kind of girl, especially if you like the idea or it sounds fun. Well, you have no problem telling me whether you like the idea or don't like the idea. But if you like the idea, then you're like, yeah, let's do it. Right?
Oh,
I'm like,
tomorrow.
let's do a super controversial podcast, just you and I. You're like, dope. When are we starting?
Seriously.
And I'm like, oh, hold on. Like,
It's literally me.
yeah.
Not a good thing.
So, hey, those of you guys that are watching the show, be grateful for the boundaries that you create in your life. I know that at times there can be boundaries that maybe other people put on us, and that can be restrictive, and that can be hard to be grateful for. But I think it's important we're grateful for the boundaries that we create. Feel me?
I feel you.
Is that fair? Does that sound fair?
It's so fair. It's
That
beyond
sounds
fair.
It's fair.
Yeah.
So one of the boundaries that I create and express often is my bedtime, ultimately affecting my wake time, ultimately so that I can share this show with you, right? Like, I have so much freedom in the creativity and joy and purpose and get to do the things that I love with you every morning, but that doesn't happen unless I create a boundary, a no thank you, right? So last night they're like, hey, yo, can you hang out? Let's have another drink. I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. There's a lot of no thank yous that open up the doors of opportunity to do a lot of the things that we absolutely love. So I promised you earlier, we talk about this work-life kind of balance dilemma a little bit, right? And so I've taught, if you've been around me for a little while, you've probably heard this a little bit before, but we have to start here, okay? So invest always, never spend. If you only take away one thing from this show, this is it. Invest always, never spend. When it comes to every aspect of your life, every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every year, every conversation, every word, like it should always be an investment. Never spend. What am I talking about? Okay, well, when you make an investment, you expect an ROI, right? If I invest in the stock market, I expect to get more money back. If I invest in a company, I expect to get more money back. If I invest in myself, I expect to get an ROI on that investment. If I invest time in the gym, I expect to get a return on that investment, right? When we invest, we expect a return. When we spend, it is a negative, it is a deficit, it is a minus. And here's what I hear people all over this planet saying all the time. I'm going to spend time with my kids. I'm going to spend time with my spouse. I'm going to spend time on vacation. I'm going to spend some time watching TV. I'm going to spend time on social media. I'm going to spend time shooting out emails. Spend is a negative, it is a deficit. Invest is a positive with an expectation of a return. So people are like, dude asked me last night, how do you have 8 kids, run a company, do a show? How do you do all these things? I'm like, bro, every second is an investment. I invest time with my kids. So that means I'm expecting a return, which means I don't spend time with them. And because I'm intentional about investing time, it doesn't take as much time. I know a lot of people who spend way more time with their kids than I do. Like they spend way more time with their kids than I do. But I have amazing relationships with my kids because I invest time into them. Does that make sense? So listen, my friend Liza, she taught me to do these audits, to audit the different primary areas of our lives. Because we have to inspect to see if we're getting a return, right? We can't just assume that we're getting a return. And so every week in my Morning 5 planner on Saturdays, I take the eight different categories, right? So faith, fitness, finances, family, friends, career, mental health, and education. Right, I take those 8 areas, 800%. I take those. That's backwards. I take those 8 areas and judge and like measure the last week on a scale of 1 to 10. Right, on a scale of 1 to 10, how did we do financially? Did we gain? Did we invest the right amount of time, effort, and energy into that to move that forward? Right, how did I do when it comes to family? And when I break down family, I break down every member of the family, right? So I'm like, with Leslie, with Leslie, it might have been a 2 that week because I was whatever. I was gone, I was out of town, I was whatever, right? So then I'll look at the ROI, right? Am I getting an ROI? Is our relationship strong? And if I don't know the answer, I'll ask her. Savannah, Joel, Willow, Meredith, Fisher, Oakland, Caroline, Kira, my oldest daughter, right? Scale of 1 to 10, scale of 1 to 10, scale of 1 to 10. In the last week, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's that relationship look like, right? Fitness, all the different areas. And then it's an audit. It's visible. It's right there in front of you. You can look at it. And then you can go, okay, I need to invest, not spend. I need to go spend more time with my friends. No, invest time into your friends. And it might not even be time. Just invest in your friends. Maybe you just need to send them an encouraging message. Maybe you need to go a little over the top because their birthday's coming up. Maybe you need to send somebody send a friend their favorite flowers, or send them a video that is inspiring in some way, shape, or form, right? Or send them some funny cats that are hopping around in TikTok videos. See, an investment is not always dollars, and it's not always time. We're investing the energy into that particular area to elevate and raise that number. And this was a hard concept for me to grasp, because I used to just believe that it was time, right? Be the guy or the girl who shows up at, first one in, last one out. Grind your freaking face off, right? I used to believe that was the case. And once you kind of get out of that and you start to realize, if I invest, I'm an employee in an amazing company, right? A lot of times I see employees in amazing companies that are spending time at work. And then they ultimately at some point feel like tired, burdened, fizzle out, whatever. I'm like, no, you got to invest. You got to invest every minute that you're there. When you invest every minute that you're there, guess what ends up happening? It's the craziest thing. Whatever position you are in, when you invest with intention of getting a return out of that, what ends up happening is the leaders in your organization start to see that, and it opens doors, and it opens opportunities, and it opens promotion, and it ultimately affects in a positive way all these other areas of your life, right? Like I've got some buddies of mine over with Grant Cardone's organization. They have just invested in their own self-development and invested into what they're doing over there, and they don't have to take the risk of owning their own company. They're working with and for other people and making all the money they could ever want to make. Their fitness is strong. Their education is strong. They have great relationships, right? Like, they're able to do all the things because they look at every ounce, every second, every moment through the eyes of investment. Invest, not spend. Work-life balance is not a matter of math. It's not Common Core math like Heather's video talked about. Work-life balance is not Common Core math. It is creating boundaries in your life to protect the things that you love, those that you love, the moral compass, the values that you love, creating the boundaries, and then investing every minute of every day, making sure that your walls and your borders are healthy and there's no holes and there's no chinks, and that you're getting an ultimate return on each of those investments. I hope that makes sense. I know sometimes it's hard to see it. Sometimes we think, if I had this, or if I had that, or if I went there, or if I chose a different path, or if I this, if I that, if I wasn't working for this person or working here, then I would be able to do this, and I've got to sacrifice this in order to do this. And these are all things that we've been taught, man. I'm telling you, it's hard to break out, but the reality is, many of you watching this show right now, if you're honest with yourself, my guy TM talked about vulnerability this morning. If you're honest with yourself, you're spending time, effort, and energy in the wrong places, or even in the right places, versus investing. And as soon as you invest, you're going to find out things are not as hard and complicated as we make them out to be. That's the facts. Okay, all right, I'm going to get off my soapbox. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining me today. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m., and we'll do this all over again. Until then, I'm going to go hang out on Clubhouse for just a little bit. Go hang out on Clubhouse with the peeps over there, so if you're watching this live, you can catch me. I need you to know that I love you. If nobody's told you that yet today, I want to be the first. I absolutely stinking love you. And I'm cheering for you. And I believe in you. And I know that this season might be challenging. I totally get it. You're not alone in it. God's got you. Invest in your faith. Invest in your spirituality. Invest in that relationship and get a return from it. Fair? All right. See ya. Peace.
A sea of messages overtaking what I know. A war is a whisper, and it's coming for my soul. In the dark of the night, I can see the light. The sun will arise. The sun will arise. The sun will arise. You're not so far away. I saw you not so long ago. Was it just yesterday? Got that old feeling that I know. In the dark of the night, I'll be alright. The sun will